Welcome back to the channel. So I made two videos a while ago. So like they're going up now. I actually put that one up on purpose, like the part two. I put that one up on purpose, but like the first one went up like earlier last week. It went up and like it's starting to get a whole lot of traction. Why? Because it has some negative connotations on it. YouTube love negativity. But I need to clarify some things because a lot of people think I don't like the game. No, I said I think I hate the game. Why? Because for some reason, the game changed mid game. So if you haven't been here, a lot of people that reacted to this, that commented on this, they don't watch my channel. They're new. They're new viewers. Never watched my channel before, so they don't know. The demo was like 6 hours long. I played the demo all September until Starfield DLC came out. I bought the game. I was so hyped for Metaphor because last year Atlas had an amazing year. P3 Reload, fucking Vanillaware and Atlas dropped motherfucking Unicorn Overlord. That demo was fire. I had to buy that game too. Shin Megami Tensei Vengeance came out. Metaphor Refantazio came out. I have all of those games. I have all of those games. A whole lot of games came out last year. I played a whole lot of them. My channel's full of that shit. But I played the fuck out of that demo. And like Evolve said, he like it happens a few times in the game. The game slogs on like that. But the demos are the dungeons are the best part. And you gotta realize the demo had 4 dungeons. The story they were telling, you meet Griasnim, you fight a human for the first time, you go to the fucking cave, you learn that Luis, the fucking evil nigga, got this nigga whole village wiped, he awakened his power, fucking damn, I forget his name. How I forget his name just off the top. I just forgot that nigga name. But you know the like the noble nigga that like tags along with you. Then you meet fucking Elf Girl and Grease dies. You go to the next dungeon, the last dungeon of the demo, which is like the cathedral. They bring that nigga Grease back to life. You have to get the necromancer. He throws himself off a fucking building. Like, do you not know all that was the demo? It was amazing. The pacing was so good. Then the demo ends. And you're like, okay, I already pre-ordered the game. I didn't play it yet though. So it's not like I'm just coming into the game just now. Like, no, I played all of the demo. That shit's like 6 hours long. Then I went to go play Starfield. Oh, I finished the demo after Starfield, but I left the demo. Go play Starfield's DLC. Love that shit. Came back to the demo. All these are on the channel. Like, these videos are up there. You can go find them, but most of them are not going to do it. They're not going to do their due diligence about that shit. But like, then Dragon Age came out. Played the fuck out of Dragon Age. Start playing all these other games. Then went back to Metaphor because I have the whole game. I bought the fucking game. I have that bitch installed. Pre-ordered that bitch. Most of them probably didn't pre-order the fucking game. I definitely did because I was hyped as shit for this game. Atlas was having an amazing fucking year. But then after the demo ends, the game's kind of, it slows down. And when I finished the demo, I probably fucked around in the demo too long. But when I finished the demo, I think it had like 2 days left before Calamity. Because when you play Persona games, and when you use all that time that they give you. You use all the time that they give you to do other things, get your skills up. That's why if you see in the video when I'm playing, when you look at my little skill chart, I have a couple level 2 skills. Like, it's the beginning of the game. They're like, it's a long ass game. I have a couple level 2 skills. Why? Because I was maximizing my time. I probably shouldn't have did that in this game, but I'm coming off playing other Atlas games. Fresh in my mind. I wasn't expecting the game to just fucking grip you hard as fuck and pull you along for the story out of nowhere. But that's what started happening. That's why when I started recording that video, I was already on the Gauntlet Runner for a week. I think the Gauntlet Runner ride was 4 days in game time. That's a lot of time in an Atlas game. If you don't understand, that's a lot of time in that. You're supposed to get a lot of shit done in a week. You got to do nothing for four days in game time after you just got to do so much shit. The demo just ended. Just think about this. This is me because I finished the demo, but this is a month after I finished the demo. I'm playing the actual game. But if you come up playing the demo and you had such a good time, and then all of a sudden you can't do nothing for a whole week of in-game time because now they're trying to teach you the story, the rest of the story that you didn't get from the demo, all of a sudden they're putting you on this path. They're handing you a Gauntlet Runner out of nowhere. Then they're trying to teach you about new characters. Why they're handing you a Gauntlet Runner. Then they're telling you got to do this mission. And I'm like, bro, I collected side quests during the demo. You let me collect side quests during the demo. And then you ignored all of that shit when the full game came out. That is how, when I was sitting there on the Gauntlet Runner, and I'm playing the game. I started recording. I was already playing the game for like 30 minutes, an hour, something like that. They start pushing the story hard as fuck, bro. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Because you couldn't do anything. You have to go talk to these people, collect this quest, watch a cutscene. You watch old girls sing. You join the king's running. Then all of a sudden you got to do this mission. All of a sudden you get this gauntlet runner pull up. It smash into the thing. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Then they're like, hop on the gauntlet runner. Who the fuck gauntlet runner is this? You don't even know. They're just throwing shit at you. They're throwing shit at you for like an hour straight. Story content. Now all of a sudden you have to run to this random village because you accepted a quest to track down a criminal when you're supposed to be fighting a monster. And I'm like, why the fuck did they make us fight a criminal? They didn't even let you choose. And remember, all these side quests that you collected during the demo, they ignored all that shit. All those side quests I got, like the one black girl with the white hair and like the white eyelashes and shit. Like she'd give you the one demo to go to the dungeon. They made like I was trying to do that. So when I was on the gauntlet runner, with nothing to fucking do but sit there and waste a whole week of in-game time, I'm thinking like, when the fuck do I get to go back and do that side dungeon that I literally unlocked during the demo? I thought I was gonna have time to do that shit. No, the story was like, yeah, fuck that shit, bro. All that shit you thought you were gonna do, because you have to plan out things in Atlas games. You kind of have to plan out the calendar, and then they literally waste so much of in-game time trying to teach you things. And I'm like, you gave me 6 hours. The demo was 6 hours long. I forget how many days. I think it was like 2 weeks. The demo was like 2 weeks long. And I literally got to do forward thinking and planning to scale my character, to get things where I wanted to be. And then they throw a wrench in that shit. Out of nowhere. No Atlas game has done that before. I need to stop comparing it to other Atlas games, because this is like a new thing for them. I need to, be more. But I mean, I'm further in the game now than what these videos are like portraying. I'm way further than that now. I've played a lot more of the game. But when you go from having the demo like an Atlas game, exactly like an Atlas game, that shit was fucking lovely. It's like you're coming here, you know exactly what you in for. And then they restrict the fuck out of the game for like 2 hours. They're just force feeding you story content. They force feeding you mechanics. And like, you feel like this nigga ain't earn a damn thing. He's just standing there and all these shits are being handed to him left and right. I'm like, why the fuck am I not playing the game? And then when I got to play the game, remember, that story cutscene happened. All of a sudden, they forced you to help Luis's nigga. Nigga, wasn't we just foiling Luis's plans for 7 hours? Now, all of a sudden, I'm slipping this nigga off like, I'm going to be your follower, Luis. For fucking what? Y'all want to go undercover? You couldn't have chose a different path? After you foiled this nigga plans, not once, not twice. It's so bad, bro. It was so bad. Like, in that moment, I was like, this shit, like, why the fuck would y'all do this to me? Because the demo wasn't like this. The demo wasn't like this. And it was so crazy how quick the game changed from being how Atlas makes games to them literally pulling you by a rope down a line for a whole week. You got it for a whole week, bro. In game time, a whole fucking week. That's like 2 hours. And you're sitting here watching things. They're talking to each other. Things are going on. And I'm just sitting here wondering, like, when the fuck do I get to go do that side quest I unlocked? Then they made me fight a nigga. That nigga level 17. I'm like level 12. Why? Because I didn't get to do the fucking side quest and shit I unlocked. It was so crazy. And I'm like, now I gotta fight this thing. I'm bored as shit. And that's what I said in that video. Like the first one, because this is like some comments from the second one, like part 2. But part 1, I was like, I've never not had fun in Atlas combat. I've never not had fun. That's what I said. That was the first time I was actively bored as fuck playing an Atlas game. Because I'm like, wait, so this is a scripted event. I have to fight this nigga. But all of a sudden, that nigga was level 19. His cronies are level 17. I'm like 13. And I'm like, buddy, I just finished the demo not too long ago. I didn't get to play much but the demo sections of the game. Because the full game was going to come out. I was going to do the side quest. But then they chugged the story down your goddamn throat real fucking quick, like, to get you on the path. The king path. And then you're all of a sudden aligning yourself with Luis after we just foiled that nigga plans all demo. You gotta understand, 6 hours of in-game time is a lot of fucking time. The game's long as fuck, like he said. Let it simmer. It was simmering. The whole demo, it was simmering. That shit was fine. It was lovely, actually. But then you expect the game to start cooking, and they turned the fucking stove off. That is how it felt when I made those videos. That is exactly how it felt. I made those videos. I'm like, okay, so they literally stopped cooking. So they can start reading you instructions. That's exactly what they did. They started cooking. That motherfucker simmering on the stove. I'm like, fine, I'm about to eat good. And then they turn the stove off and like, hey, bro, you need to read the instructions. We got to chop lettuce. We got to get the tomatoes diced. I'm like, why the fuck are you telling me that now? You already start fucking cooking. Continue the... No, they want you to read the recipe now. Get the fuck out of here, Atlas. That's exactly how I feel. It's not like I hate the game. That's why I said I think I hate the game, because why the hell would they do that? That's the best analogy I can make. They literally start cooking, and then they start trying to show you the fucking recipe. No, bro. Continue to cook. Continue to cook. That's all I want. Continue to fucking cook. But no. They sat you down there. Go and read this cookbook real quick. We're going to teach you how we're going to cook. No, I don't fucking care. You could teach me how to cook by showing me you're cooking. That's fine. But they didn't do that, bro. They sat your ass down. Read this fucking cookbook real quick. And then I would turn the stove back on and we'll get back to cooking. That's exactly what they did from the demo to where I was when I made those videos. And I'm like, come on now, you ruined it. You ruined it. Because at the same time, I'm playing SMT5. I came back to SMT5 as well. Because I finished Unicorn Overlord. I went back to SMT5 after that. SMT5 isn't paced as bad. And SMT5 came out, what, last year, 2 years ago? I forget when SMT5 came out. And I'm like, it's crazy because a lot of people didn't like Soul Hackers 2. Soul Hackers 2 was not paced as bad. Persona 3's Reload was not paced as bad. P5 was not paced as bad. P4 was not paced as bad. What the fuck is going on with the pacing of this game? Because it goes from simmering up, turn the fucking stove off, stop cooking, let it rest a bit. What the fuck is going on? That's exactly how I felt in this moment. And that's why I'm making this video, just like clarify that. Because I'm like, come on now. And then, you know, some people are like, oh, it's pretty mediocre. I mean, compared to Persona 5, of course it's always going to look lesser. Because P5 was so fucking good. P5's runtime is almost 200 hours. It's almost 200 hours. If you're like, I was enjoying myself playing the game. I'm not a completionist, but I still almost got 200 hours in that game. I was playing the fuck out of it. Playing the fuck out of that game. Having a good old time. Enjoying myself. Joker in the cast. That shit was just flowing. Everything was flowing well in Persona 5. Everything was flowing well. That's why when this game stagnated, I'm like, Atlas, why are you stopping? This shit could have kept going. We could have kept going. The demo shit happened. You learn about the King's magic. Everything's lovely. And then all of a sudden they start just force feeding all this shit. And it's like, bro, that shit could have waited. That shit could have waited, bro. But no, it literally happened a day after I finished the demo. I think the next 2 days, because the calamity didn't happen, of course. And then the story bits start happening. Because they're like, oh, you have to go back to the cathedral? Because I think like Foden ass had a declaration or some bullshit. And then after Foden had the declaration or some bullshit, then you go and get the quest. They give you a conflict runner and your ass is running for a week. And I'm like, oh my fucking gosh, bro. I got to do nothing that whole time but read books on the conflict runner. Or talk to your friends. And I'm like, reading books would probably be the better of the two. Talking to your friends means nothing in the game at this moment. Why? Because I know the cast isn't finished building. It's the beginning of the game. There's no way you're only going to have 3 people. There's no fucking way you're only going to have 3 people. So, I mean, there's going to be a whole lot more people that probably joins the team later on. Like how Persona was. That mean I could talk to their ass later. I don't have to get to know their ass right now. But they start force feeding a whole lot. And I was like, you ruined the pacing of the game. Somehow, they definitely did it. And I was upset in that moment. That's why I made those videos in that moment. And you see those videos later. That's fine. But you gotta understand, bro. I was playing the fucking game. Most of these people are remembering the game. I'll recall, it's better than... No, nigga, in that fucking moment, I was annoyed as fuck. Why? Because I enjoyed the demo so fucking much. And for them to ruin that, with that stretch, the whole fucking week, gone. Nigga, it took a whole day for them to explain to you that this random your random main character can all of a sudden teleport. He can all of a sudden teleport. That video had it in there. And it took a whole calendar day for them to explain to you that you can teleport. And I'm like, you wasted a whole nother calendar day after you gave me a deadline. When does Atlas do that in games? They literally gave me a deadline. They're like, okay, you have 4 days to do this. Then they waste a calendar day teaching you a fucking mechanic. Now you have 3 days, and you don't have any time to prepare for this mission. What the fuck is actually going on, Atlas? It annoyed me to my core, bro. But I know the game is probably spectacular. It scored high for a reason. Atlas is cooking up last year. I'm not writing the game off. I'm still playing the game, but god damn did they ruin it. Like that week stretch in game time was the most annoying shit I ever been a part of. And Evolve said like, oh, it's gonna happen again. It's gonna happen again. I just gotta be ready for now. I'm ready for it this time. I know like, okay, the game is gonna definitely shut down on me. At some point I'm gonna be able to stop playing the game and start watching it. But I wasn't expecting it. Especially after 6 hours of the demo flowing so well. I wasn't expecting it to shut down for a week so they can push the story on me. Come on now, bro. And I thought the story was like developing really fucking well. Then they start pushing the fuck out of that shit. And I'm like, god damn, I didn't need to know all this right now, bro. And now the more story that they push on and the more they make all this shit about Luis, I got a feeling that Luis is not as bad as they making his ass out to be. At first I thought this nigga's a great villain, but now I'm like they purposely making this nigga the top villain. When this nigga has done nothing. He has done nothing. They showed us that he killed the king. We don't know why he killed the king. We don't know why he killed the king. We don't know why the king's magic didn't stop his ass from killing the king. Because the king's magic stopped Grius from killing Luis. There's so many things unexplained. And I'm like, there's no way Luis is actually the bad guy. Not the only one. They want you to focus on him hard. And I'm like, for sure, they're scapegoating this nigga. Somebody's scapegoating that nigga Luis. And the main character is blind to that shit. Because all his friends are blind to that shit. They all don't like him. For whatever reason they got. But you don't know that nigga. You just don't like that nigga because your friends don't like that nigga. And that's a strange ass thing to have. But peer pressure is built like that. I've never been affected by it, but the main character is kind of subjugated to this shit. And you gotta sit there and watch his ass be peer pressured into all this shit. And it's like, bro, think for yourself for one moment. That shit don't add up. None of this shit makes sense. But he just goes on, he just goes with the flow the main character does. And I'm kind of like, damn, bro, because all the other main characters stood 10. And then this main character is just like being led. This nigga is being led. He's not a leader, he's being led by everybody's emotions. He's not thinking about anything. And I'm like, god damn, bro. You wouldn't be like that. Ringo ass wouldn't be like that. And Ringo was Soul Hacker's 2 main characters. She talked at every moment possible. The first voice protagonist I think Atlas had that I can remember, like outside of like the other games, outside of like Catherine and shit like that, like the RPGs, I don't remember any of them talking. I think Joker says a word, maybe says a couple words, but he's not like a voice protagonist. This nigga's a voice protagonist. Ringo's a voice protagonist. Ringo talked to everybody, nigga. She stood 10 at every point in time. She's saying words. This nigga stands there and be like, yeah, everybody's talking. They're making decisions and shit. He just standing there like, yeah. And it's like, god damn, nigga, you got input on anything? You shouldn't have been voiced. You should have just been silent. I think it would have been better if he was a silent protagonist because it would have worked for him. I don't know why they voiced this nigga if he's not gonna talk. He's not gonna lead. He's following his companions. He's following his companions, and I'm like, god damn, bro, fuck. Why couldn't you be a real ass nigga? Why couldn't you be Joker? Fuck. I need to stop doing that. But there's so many good Atlas protagonists that this nigga's ranking at the bottom. This nigga's ranking at the bottom, I swear. I mean, I never played Persona 2, Persona 1. Shin Megami Tensei 3, that nigga was cool. Because he stand 10, bro. Nocturne, that nigga stood 10 on anything, bro. Fucking Demi-Human, Demon. P4, I mean, Shin Megami Tensei 4, I don't really know much about that game. It was like a DS game. Shin Megami Tensei 5, Naobino ass is cool as hell. I mean, he's cool as fuck. That nigga be flamboyant at sometimes. He be striking some poses. I'm like, nah, nigga, that ain't it. But I mean, he's a demonic being. That nigga's cool. I enjoy SMT. But this nigga, I don't even know this nigga's like fictional name, like his like thing. I don't even know what to call him. That nigga's at the bottom of the list though. I mean, out of all the games I played, out of all the protagonists I think Ringo's definitely above him. Ringo's definitely, but I like Ringo a whole lot. She was born yesterday and she still stood 10. She was literally born yesterday and she still stood 10. This nigga, I don't know. Maybe he's staying 10s later in the future, but right now, that nigga's literally following anybody who speaks. He doesn't think for himself at all, bro. And I'm like, God damn. This nigga's a pawn. He's a pawn in a grand scheme. And I'm like, fuck, I don't want to be a pawn, bro. I don't want to be a pawn because pawns can only turn into queens, bro. Pawn's highest rank is queen. You can't be the king, bro. God damn it, nigga. You're a pawn. That's so sad. I might as well just turn that nigga into a knight or a bishop. Because that nigga can't even be a rook, bro. You can't even be a rook. I ain't even gonna fake it. You cannot be a rook. That nigga, oh man. It's so bad. He's a horrible main character at this moment. Like, still, at this moment, I'm in the game. Don't like him as a main character, for sure. Because he lacks... I think he lacks passion. He doesn't have drive, bro. He doesn't have any drive. He don't have any ambitions. He's just doing shit, bro. He's literally just doing shit. And I'm like, fuck, bro. Hopefully I can mold him into something great. That's what I'm hoping. I'm gonna still keep playing the game. I'm still playing the game at this moment. I just need to mold this nigga into something great, and hopefully he can be something great. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video just to like clear this shit up. So make sure to like button, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm gonna upload more videos. I'm probably not gonna title them like this. I mean, I probably could title them like this because YouTube is gonna push the fuck out of them because everybody think they're negative. I should probably keep doing it, but I'm not one of those niggas. I got morals and I got dignity. I'm not gonna keep saying I hate the game just to have motherfuckers click on videos. But at these moments, those two videos, oh, I was definitely upset for sure. But that's what fans do. Fans voice their opinions, if you like them or not. There's motherfuckers that really hated what I said, and I'm like, do you play games, nigga? Everybody hated Dragon Age, the Veilguard. Some people liked it and then hated it online. Then they played the fuck out of it 2 or 3 times. I only played through it twice. There's motherfuckers that played through the game like 2 or 3 times, and they have shit post videos online about it. And I'm like, I can't trust your judgment, can I? You don't stand 10 for real, but that's fine. I'll see y'all in the next one.